today we're diving into some really interesting topic, which is reinsurance government, regulation, and the growing role of Rita Kafur. Alright, let's jump right in. We're seeing more and more government regulation in the reinsurance market this day. Ain, can you kick things off by explaining why government feel the need to step in and regulate this space?
Of course. So, reinsurance is a key part of how the insurance industry stays stable. It essentially a backup plan for insurance company when they face big claim like after a natural disaster. Government regulate reinsurance to make sure there enough money in the system to cover all the risk. They want to prevent the market from getting out of control, which could lead to hard financial instability.
Exactly. Governments also make sure there's fair competition without proper oversight. Big international reinsurers could dominate the market, leaving smaller local insurers struggling to get coverage. And in some countries, the government wants to ensure that a portion of the risks are kept within the country, helping to boost the local economy and insurance market.
Got it. So, regulation really keeps the whole system balanced. Now, moving on to something a little more specific local retention. Ain, why do insurers often try to keep more risk within the local market instead of passing it all off to global reinsurer?
Great question. The idea behind maximizing local retention is simple. It keep more money which in the local economy. When insurer keep a higher percentage of the risk, they are also holding onto more capital, which can strengthen the local market and create more opportunities for growth. Plus, it help build of a local aspect in managing risk. If more of the risk stay local, the insurance company can on the capability and infrastructure.
Right, and it can also lead to more stability instead of relying entirely on international reinsurers, which could be subject to fluctuation in global markets. Local insurers are in a better position to weather storm, literally and figuratively.
That makes sense. But are there any downside to maximizing local retention for this insurer?
Definitely. The biggest risk is the local insurer could take on more exposure than they can handle. If there's a big event like a major natural disaster, they might not have enough financial strength to cover the losses without help from global reinsurer. It could really put pressure on their balance sheet and lead to insolvency if they are not careful.
And there also the risk of mispricing. Local market might not always have the same level of data or experience as international reinsurance. So, insurance could end up retaining too much risk or not pricing it currently, which can lead to big problem down the line.
Got it. So it's a bit of tightrope walk, keeping enough risk local to build up the market, but not so much that it could lead to financial state. Now, let's shift gear and talk about Rita Kafun. Malia, can you explain the main difference between traditional reinsurance and Rita Kafun?
Sure. So both reinsurance and retail cover are about sharing risk, but the difference comes down to the principle behind them. Traditional reinsurance is a financial contract where one company takes on another risk in exchange for a premium. It's all about risk transfer and profit generation. But retail cover is based on Islamic principle, particularly the concept of takaful, which is all about mutual cooperation and shared responsibility.
Exactly. In Rita Kafur, the idea is that everyone involved is part of a cooperative. Instead of just focusing on making money, that goal is to pool resources, share risk fairly, and help each other out when need. It's much more about community and fairness that is about maximizing profit.
That's really interesting distinctions. Ain, can you explain a bit more about how Rita Kaful differs from traditional reinsurance, especially when it's come to how risks are shared and managed?
Of course, in traditional reinsurance, the reinsurer takes on the risk of a fee and there no obligation to return any profit to the original insurer. In contrast, Ritakafu is based on share responsibility. The participants are just clients, they are partners. If the Ritakaful pool does well and their supplies, it share with all participants. If they are lost, it also share. The idea is to help each other out rather than just making a profit.
That's right. And beyond just the risk sharing aspect, Ritakafu is built around ethical principle. It avoids practice like riba, gharar, and maisir, which are prohibited in Islam. Everything has to be transparent, fair, and in line with ethical guidelines. So it's not just about financial risk; it's about aligning with values.
That's really fascinating. So, Ain, what are some of the benefits of Rita Kaful compared to traditional reinsurance?
Well, for one, Ritakafu provide a more ethical, community-based approach the risk sharing. It appeals to people in market where Islamic principles are important, since it align with their value. Ritakafu also often has more flexible solution that can be tailored to local need, which make it a good fit in certain emerging market. And because everyone a partner, it can foster stronger, more trusting relationship between insurer and reinsurer.
Yeah, and from a financial perspective, Ritakafu can also help insurer manage risk more effectively. The model can be more stable because it's based on mutual cooperation rather than profit-driven transaction. It encourages more long-term thinking, which can be beneficial in volatile markets.
It sounds like Rita Kaful has a lot of potential benefit, especially in terms of ethics and market stability. Well, this has been an eye-opening discussion. Thank you so much for both of you for sharing your expertise today.